Alright, so welcome back to another video. It's just going to be a quick video because I need to put some things to rest. So, as you guys know, I've been testing out the Sony ZV-1F for a while now, and as I've been doing these tests and kind of putting things online, I've been hearing a lot of people say that they can't tell the difference between like my Sony a7 IV and the ZV-1F and something like this A7C that I have set up. So all this video is going to be is just this. I just have these three cameras set up so that you guys can see the difference between what you get from a full frame sensor that's relatively new with the a7 IV, 10-bit 422 color. I'm using I think the highest bit rate, 100 megabytes. I don't know what it is, but it is 10-bit 422, whatever the highest is. All right, we don't need to get into like super specs. Highest video quality on a Sony a7 IV. All right. This camera is also at f2, and the only difference is we are shooting on a 35mm on the Sony a7 IV, only because I didn't have another 20mm, and also I didn't want to have to like do the math when zooming in on these 20mm to try to get the 35mm equivalent. So Sony a7 IV, 35mm 1.4 at f2.0, ISO 200, and I am using a what is it, a Lowepro Peter McKinnon ND filter, if that matters. I don't know. And then the sound that you guys are hearing out of the a7 IV is the Rode NTG mic. All right. With all that being said, this is the Sony ZV-1F at 2.0. Of course, the ISO is at 125. I am using an KNF concept ND filter on here, and the sound that you guys are hearing out of this one is the Rode Video Micro version 2. So that's the sound that you're hearing out of this. And then over here on the a7C, we are using a 20mm f1.8, but it's set at 2.0. The ISO is 125. The shutter speed across all of these cameras are 1/50, of course, and then the ISO on this one is set at 125. So this is the video that you get out of all three of these cameras. And so the reason that I'm making this video, the reason that I'm making it, and the thing that drives me crazy, is that I hear that this Sony ZV-1F is a good like beginner camera, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I think that if you are a person who's trying to get into photography and that you are really wanting to grow yourself in this field of photography, learn as much as you possibly can, the Sony ZV-F is not the camera to do that. For anybody to say that they can't see the difference between the a7 IV and a ZV-1F, or even this a7C, I think it's being disingenuous. I'm not pointing to anybody specifically. There's just an obvious difference between what you get with a full frame sensor and what you get from the equivalent of a 1-inch sensor. And so I think that it's important to say that. All right, the other thing is that this is what these cameras would do when locked off on a tripod. Now obviously I said that I think that the Sony ZV-E1 is great for vlogging. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all these cameras off, walk around so you guys can see what it's like to vlog. And then I'm going to take some photos, put the photos up, and then let you guys decide for yourselves what you guys think between these three cameras. One of the things that I do want to talk about with the ZV-1F is that the autofocus in video is not as good as these other two cameras. It's not as good as I would like, especially if for the stuff that I do. It's not great for the things that I do, for the way that I want to use my cameras. And so I do want to say that the tracking autofocus just goes everywhere. Like right now, the box is like above my head, even though I am touching on my face. And so I wouldn't trust the tracking autofocus if this were a more important video, but that's just to say that. And then you guys might notice a color shift on the A7C, and I do believe that it's because of the ND filter that I am using. So it's the earth. 67mm one, and there is a significant color shift, but I'm not going to try to color match any of these. All right, so anyway, we're gonna do some vlogging tests, and then we're gonna get Aria out here, we're gonna take some photos, and then we're gonna close this thing down, all right? All right, you guys, so you saw the title. There is a contest. What is the contest? I am going to be giving away this vlogging kit. And so this is the Sony ZV-1F. This is a Rode Video Micro version 2. There's an ND filter on here, and there is the Sony like Bluetooth tripod handle thing. Altogether, I think this is like 800 bucks or something like that. I'm not sure, you guys can do the math. But I'm gonna be running a contest for you guys to win this. I don't know how contests work on YouTube. I don't know what I'm allowed to do or what I'm not allowed to do. So go over to my Instagram. I made a reel. It should be posted at the time of posting this video. Find the reel, read, you know, the details and the description of the reel, and then yeah, I hope you win this $800 vlogging kit. That's it. All right, so this is the A7 IV with the 20mm on it, and this is what you would get if you were walking around and vlogging with this camera. A7 IV, 10-bit 422 color, Rode Video NTG mic, and most importantly, this is what stabilization would look like. I'm not someone who gets too concerned about stabilization on a camera when I am walking and talking, because I feel like that's part of the experience. I'm not looking for something super stable. But anyway, if you were vlogging with the A7 IV and the 20mm f1.8, but at 2.0, this is what it would look like. ISO 200, it's kind of getting low in light, but this is it. All right, so this is what a vlog would look like if you were using the Sony ZV-1F to walk and talk. Again, I'm just using the Rode Video Micro version 2, and also, like I said, this is a vlogging test. This is what stabilization would look like. This one's probably a little bit more jumpy because the camera's smaller. Weight usually helps with stabilization, but again, I'm not someone who's worried about stabilization that much, but you guys might be. And yeah, so this is what it would look like if you were vlogging on the Sony ZV-1F. This is a f1.2. Remember, it's a fixed focal length camera, and I am using a KNF Concepts ND filter on it. So this is what it looks like. Am I even in focus? All right, just to round this whole thing off, this is the Sony A7C. This is what it would look like if you were walking and vlogging with it. This is actually the camera that I use to record most of my vlogs on. As you guys can see, the light is going down quick, just from the time that we were vlogging with the A7 IV and the Sony ZV-1. And just for reference, there's the Sony A7 IV on the floor right there, and then there is the Sony ZV-1F, just so you guys know that we're switching it up. This is the 20mm, also at 2.0, and then ISO is 125, and then I just switched the Peter McKinnon ND filter over to this one. So you guys let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Can you guys tell the difference between the ZV-1F and the other two full frame cameras? Because I guess there are a lot of people online saying that it doesn't matter and that they couldn't tell the difference. Also, can you guys hear that dog? That dog just walks down the street and just barks. It's a little tiny dog. Oh, by the by, also I am using the Rode Video Go version 2 for the audio on this one. So yeah, let's get those pictures up, and then let's close this thing out before we lose all of our light. Also, it's me again. I recorded a conclusion with the ZV-1F, but the autofocus is really bad. Anyway, so to wrap up this video, you guys let me know what you think. Can you guys see the difference between a full frame camera like this A7C that I'm recording on right now and the difference between the Sony ZV-1F. Obviously there's a difference. It's a full frame sensor versus a 1-inch sensor. I don't know what people online are talking about, but I think they gotta sell some cameras. So anyway, go over to Instagram, read those details, let's win yourself a camera. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm Jamil. This is a boy named Jamil. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about the video tests and the photo tests. And then I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.